Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl Mary Jane. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. So anyways, I want to say thank you to everybody that likes, subscribe, watch the video, share the video. I really do appreciate it. I just want to say thank you. And so let's talk Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5. Let's go. This episode was a good episode. It wasn't as good as the last episode, but it's a very good episode because we get to see Gendrick. Yes, and we get to see also Jorah. Jorah comes back. It's like, yo, yes. When I saw Jorah, I was just like, Jorah, oh my god. I was like mad happy. So we're going to start off where we find out that, Jaime Lannister and Bronn, they get away. They don't get captured. The last episode I saw, I thought that at least Jaime was going to get captured because, he can't swim with his arm or whatever. But he didn't get captured, and Bronn didn't get captured as well. And I'm surprised that, they didn't try to capture them at all. So it is what happened. So, Bronn tells Jaime that, hey, listen, I don't know about all this dragon shit. Like, I don't know if I'm down with fighting with you and, and having that castle at the end if I'm going to have to fight dragons when they come to, King's Landing. He's like, I don't know about all that. He's just like, I may have to be out because I don't want to fight against dragons. And so Jaime was like, well, maybe I got to tell Cersei or whatever. And so Bronn was like, okay, good luck with that. You might as well just jump back into the water, telling Cersei to bow the knee, or telling Cersei that, hey, this is a war that we might not be able to win, that she's not going to hear it, and she's not going to be down for that at all. And we know Cersei's not going to at all. So, Bronn is like, I don't know about all the golds and riches that you guys promised. Fighting against dragons ain't no joke. So anyways, we move on to, we see Randall, Tully, and his son Dickon get burned to death by the dragon. And the dragon was like obedient. He was, it's like Daenerys does really have control over the dragons, because the dragon wasn't burning just any and everybody. It just sat there and it waited. When she gave the orders, they killed Randall, Tully, and they killed Dickon, his son. So there's only one heir left, and that's Samuel Tully. So is he going to be able to get the money and all the things that his father has left behind, because he is an heir to, his father's fortune? So is that going to happen? We'll see. And I was also thinking, would Jon Snow be mad once he finds out that Daenerys killed, his best friend, father, and brother? But then I also realized that they banished him from their estate. They banished him, like they don't want nothing to do with him. So maybe that won't even be a factor. And so Daenerys was like, either you bend the knee or you get burnt. And they both chose to get burnt. And it went down like that, and the rest of the soldiers bent the knee. So is Daenerys changing? Is Daenerys the same person where, hey, if you don't bend the knee, you can go away? It doesn't seem like it. It's either you bend the knee, motherfucker, or you get burnt. We set you on fire. And also, I agree that it's good that, Daenerys is setting people on fire as well, because then they can't turn into White Walkers once the army of the dead, invade. Get past the wall. So we'll see if the army of the dead get past the wall. So then we get to Tyrion. Tyrion's talking to Varys. They're having a conversation, and Tyrion is like, I can't make her. I'm just her hand. I can't make her. I can't control her brain. I can't control her mind. I can't do that. I'm just a hand. And so Varys was like, yes, you can. I thought that a long time ago when I was working under the Mad King or whatever. And I just always said to myself that, hey, it's not my fault. I'm not the one doing it. It's not me. It's not that. But in true honesty, you can't control the queen if you so choose to. That's what Varys is kind of making it seem like. And so Cersei and Jaime meet up. Jaime let Cersei know that the war is lost. She already knows. But before, so he lets her know that the war is lost and all that other good stuff. And he lets her know that there's dragons and this and that. Like, maybe we need to rethink this plan. Maybe we need to, talk to Daenerys and become some type of something, because we're not going to win the war. And Cersei's like, what? Huh? Nah, it's not going to happen. We'll trick her. We'll convince her. We'll do anything and everything. But we shall not bow the knee. We shall not surrender to Daenerys, because one way or another, she's going to kill us once she gets us in her captivity. So, Cersei's not bowing down the knee. There's a way. There's some way out. And so Jaime was like, all the gold is burnt. There's no gold left. There's nothing left. She was burning wagons. She was burning soldiers. And she has 3 dragons. 3 dragons. Cersei was like, we have to fight no matter what. Maybe we can talk to her. Maybe our brother Tyrion will help us out somehow for his forgiveness and killing, Joffrey. And then that's when, Jaime lets her know that, Tyrion didn't kill Joffrey. It was Lady Tyrell. Lady Tyrell, the old mother lady. It was her. She's the one that killed Joffrey. And when she told me that she killed Joffrey, she was drinking the poison. Cersei was mad because now Cersei feels like she should have had a terrible, horrible death, not a pleasant death. And so then Cersei was like, whatever, we got to find a way, because, either way it goes, Daenerys is either going to kill us or make us slaves or make us something. And so, Jaime's like, he's still in love. He's still in awe with his ancestral relationship. And Cersei was like, I'm pregnant. I'm having your baby. She was like, we got to do it for our child. I was like, Cersei's having another child? When Cersei got her fortune read, did it say that she was going to have another child? I said all of them will be killed. It didn't say anything about her having another child and what was going to happen. And so Jaime was like, what are we going to tell the people? And Cersei was like, we're going to tell them that you the baby daddy. You the daddy. You the daddy. You the daddy. And so it's just like, yo, damn, Jaime. I would say you couldn't use the pull-out method. You couldn't put on a condom, but I guess they didn't have prophylactic back then. So, anyways, and then Cersei says to Jaime something like, you'll never betray me again. And whatever she says to Jaime, like, you'll never betray me again. And Jaime, he wakes up for a moment to realize that this is an evil woman having his child. Doesn't Jaime realize that all the children he had with this woman has been killed and murdered because of her and the shit that she does? Not to mention other kids have been killed because of Cersei. So Jaime's thinking, I think Jaime's going to wake up. I think Jaime is going to actually take out Cersei sooner or later. He's going to betray her. He's going to take her out. He has to. Because she is just wicked. I mean, when I say wicked, she's very, very wicked. So anyways, moving forward, it's so terrible that Cersei has another child in her stomach, because we know what she's gonna do to that child. That child's gonna have a torturous life. That child's gonna end up dying, and she doesn't give a shit about her children. She doesn't care at all. So moving on, we get to Daenerys. Daenerys turns back home, and guess who she runs right into? She runs into the Jon Snow that she wants to be with. Jon Snow she wants to knock boots with. She runs into Jon Snow. She sees Jon Snow. The dragon sees Jon Snow, was like, yeah, you can be the queen's man for a little bit. And it's just like, Jon Snow's able to touch the dragon and everything. And he called them beast or whatever. And she was like, I don't see them as beasts. I see them as my children. And, he Jon Snow has grown fond of the dragons, and it seems like the dragons are connected to Jon. So I just hope Jon or Bran will be able to ride the dragons. And it seemed like the dragon didn't attack Jon Snow and let Jon Snow pet him, you know what I mean, or her, let him pet him or her or whatever. And I believe that's because Jon Snow is Targaryen, and so that's why he's able to. So it's gonna soon as Samuel Tally get to Jon Snow, he's gonna let Jon Snow know that he's actually a Targaryen. So moving forward, so after that happens, you know, Jon Snow pets the dragon or whatever, and then so Daenerys asks Jon Snow about like, tell me about, you know, Sir Davos. I love Sir Davos' name. Tell me that you took a knife in the heart, like you died for your people. You know, was that true? And so Jon Snow's like, oh, that's just talk. That's just a metaphor. It's not really true. Because Jon Snow can't say, hey, listen, I died and I came back to life and everything. And then on top of that, you know, talk about, hey, I need you guys to go kill White Walkers, the army of the dead. It doesn't make any sense. And it will cause confusion. So he doesn't really want to say that. But I don't know if he explains that to Daenerys, would she understand that maybe he might be Targaryen? So then we get to so then Jon Snow is about to leave. He's about to bounce, and he's actually gets a permission from, you know, Daenerys to leave. He was like, yo, trust me, I trust in you. I came here, even though it was meant for me not to come here. People said I shouldn't come here. I was told not to come here, but I trust in you. I trust in this. I trust in that. I trust into a stranger. So can you do me the same as well and let me bounce? Let me be good. Let me be gone, because I need to make sure I handle, you know, the you know, the army, the army of the dead or whatever. And so Jon Snow is feeling like, I gotta go. I can't stay here. I can't stay here and babysit. That's what I've been saying. Jon Snow needs to get back home, kill Littlefinger, and talk to his sister, talk to Bran and all of that other stuff. But it hasn't happened yet. So anyways, so moving on. So that hasn't happened yet. But Jon Snow needs to bounce. And, you know, he tells Daenerys, you know, all this wonderful good stuff. Daenerys is just like all in it. Daenerys, you know, when she had relationships with other people, the same way that she acts or whatever is the same way that she's acting with Jon Snow. And then we see the motherfucking Jorah comes back. I'm like so happy to see Jorah. Jorah comes back, and the queen is happy to see him too as well. I'm just so thrilled he's back. I love Jorah. And, you know, Daenerys, give the old man a chance. But Jorah knows that he can feel the energy. He can pick up on that. This is the same way Daenerys behaved, in the same way that she acts before when she liked other men that were younger than Jorah. But just give Jorah a chance. He'll love you to death. In my opinion, I just like Jorah. And I like Jon Snow too as well. So Jorah was like, I'll be back, my queen. I'll be back, and all this other good stuff. And he's like, oh, we'll see. We should get used to saying goodbye to each other, but it's so hard to say goodbye. And then Jon Snow appears, and then she's just like, whoop. I don't know who Jorah is. Here comes Jon Snow. Jon Snow comes in. She was like, oh, that's my man. And my dragons like him. Which of her children like him. And he was like, well, we shall see each other again. And I wish you all the good luck. I wish you success. I wish you all the great shit that you're supposed to have coming to you. But right now, I gotta go. I gotta go handle these White Walkers. And Jon's mission to fucking go capture a fucking White Walker and bring him to Cersei is the most stupidest shit I ever heard. But I think he has to do it, I guess, to prove. But can Bran prove it to other people? Like, what the fuck? So anyways, this motherfucker is on a mission. Oh. So Jorah's leaving with Jon Snow. So Davos is good. So Davos is good with all the bullshit. He's good with the White Walkers. He's good with battle. He's good with fighting. He was like, yo, I just give knowledge. I just got wisdom. I don't be out here fighting. I don't be doing that stuff no more. Y'all can do all that stuff. I'll try to save you and tell you it's not good for you. But if you want to listen, that's on you. I have wisdom, and this is why I got to see my old age. Anyway, so that was a trip. So, so then, there's a meeting set up, and Jaime gets to meet up with Tyrion or whatever, and Bronn set up the meeting. Jaime doesn't have a sword or anything to hurt, Tyrion's trying to have, to tell Jaime that, hey, listen, I didn't kill Joffrey and all this other stuff, so whatever you think of me, whatever, I killed our father because he was going to kill me, so I had to do what I had to do. And so it goes on from there, and so then they meet up, they talk, and Tyrion just trying to convince Jaime that give the king a try. Like, you can't win this war, you can't beat Daenerys, you can't beat the dragons, you can't beat her army, and all this other stuff. Maybe there's some type of peace that could be made, and all this other stuff. Jaime was like, I gotta bring this shit back to Cersei, no way. But Jaime does understand battle and war, and he knows they can't win. They just lost like so many soldiers, and they lost Randall Tarelli, and they lost Dickon. So we'll see what happens. And then Bran gets a vision. He's like, yo, we need to send ravens. So Bran is sending ravens all over the place. He just sending them. He's sending ravens everywhere. Then we cut to Samuel Telly or whatever, and all the Masoners are making fun and saying shit about, the Ravens, saying shit about, Bran, and saying like that they don't believe it, they don't understand what's going on. This what are you talking about, the White Walkers and whatever. And so, Samuel was just like, I'm done with this. These motherfuckers are ignorant. They're stupid. He makes a speech. He tries to plead with them for them to understand that the White Walkers are here. They are real, and he knows who Bran is. Bran is like the only person that went outside of the wall and survived for many years. He's the only person that he knows that have done that. Survived for so many years with the White Walkers, whatever. And it was like, oh, this is a joke. This is funny. And so Samuel was like, these motherfuckers ain't down. These dudes ain't about it. This is not what I want to be about, whatever. So he steals the books, he steals information, and he bounces with his girlfriend. He bounces with his baby mama and his baby, but before then, he finds out that Jon Snow is actually a Targaryen. So Jon Snow is actually a Targaryen, and it's finally someone have evidence. So I'm so glad they made, Samuel look through all these documents and everything. So Samuel finds out that Rhaegar Targaryen and Lena equals Jon Snow. So Jon Snow is actually a Targaryen. He's not a bastard. And Jon Snow's mother was actually married to his father because he got his previous marriage annulled, and his wife, and he married Lena, and that's Jon Snow's mother. And so now Jon Snow, as soon as Samuel gets to him, Jon Snow would know that he's not a bastard. He's actually a true Targaryen, and he's the rightful heir. And that means he's more of a rightful heir than Daenerys. Will Daenerys get upset? Will she get mad? Or will she try to kill Jon Snow because he's the rightful heir? Or will she marry him and have babies with him, and they have dragon babies / kids? Who knows? But it's confirmed. All the stories, everything now is confirmed. Jon is a Targaryen. Hopefully, Samuel Tally does not get killed. So, moving on. So that's good. Sam bounces. He still documents. He still books and everything. He gets on his horse. He bounced. Even the Masoners didn't even tell the Masonaries or whatever the fuck they are. They didn't even tell him that his father and his brother got killed. I don't know how much it would affect Samuel because they had disowned him. So Samuel's gone. Hopefully he's going to find Jon Snow. So moving on from that, we get to, Varys. Varys is talking, so Varys talks to Tyrion. We talked about that. Where Varys just like reassures, Tyrion, you need to control the queen and all that other good stuff. So we'll see what happens. Do you think Jon Snow and Daenerys are actually going to hook up? Or are they going to realize that they're siblings and they're not going to have an ancestral relationship? Because if they do have an ancestral relationship, how is that different from, Cersei and, Jaime having this incest type of relationship? And then, Cersei wants to tell everybody that she's proud that she's having a baby by her brother, which is disgusting and nasty. That's why she's a vile human being. And Jaime as well, because he stuck it in her and got her pregnant. So then we get to, Arya. Arya is watching, who, Littlefinger. She's watching Littlefinger. She's everywhere around where Littlefinger is located and everything, and she's watching. But Littlefinger, he knows that Arya is watching him, and so he gets letters, messages, ravens, and everything. But before I get to that, it was funny when Varys and Tyrion were talking, and Varys was hitting like the raven thing on the brick back and forth, and so Tyrion was like, what do you got in your hand? Oh, it's the raven for Jon Snow. And so Tyrion was like, so what's the raven about? What's in the raven or whatever? He was like, oh no, it's sealed, it's for the king of Winterfell, so it can't be open. So, and that's the way Varys was alluding. And then Tyrion was like, so what's in the raven? And so Varys goes, nothing good. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was funny as well, because Varys is not going to have some information in his hand and he's not going to read it or know what's it about, because that's just Varys. That's how he gets down. So anyways, we get to Littlefinger is setting up Arya to go against her sister, whatever. But Arya also sees her sister Cersei. People question Cersei, and it's like, Cersei, where's Jon Snow? He's supposed to be here. He's the king. Did he bow the knee? Did he do this? Did he do that? Did he do this? Did he do that? And Cersei was like, I understand your concerns. I'm going to hear you out. My brother left me in charge. But she didn't defend Jon Snow, and she didn't defend Jon Snow's character and everything. And Arya is listening, because, Arya is like the many-faced god, where she's in and out and she creeps and she comes through, whatever. And so, the way Cersei, not Cersei, but Sansa did not defend her brother Jon Snow as he was going, because the people in the armies were asking questions. And it was like, we defend you, Sansa, because you're this, you're that, whatever. This is what the veil does because of you, this and all this other stuff. And they giving Sansa a big head, and Sansa was like, my brother left me in charge, he'll be back, and all this other stuff. But she didn't defend his honor, she didn't defend who he was, and she didn't take anybody's head off from questioning her, which is good that she didn't, but she should have been there to really defend her brother Jon Snow. So Arya's watching, and Arya is feeling like, my sister hasn't really changed. Arya, when she first reunited with Sansa, she felt like her sister really changed. That's why she hugged her twice. But seeing her with this power now, because she's the queen of the north, or she's in charge while Jon Snow is gone, and she's not defending Jon Snow, it's a problem. And so Arya, walks with Sansa to her quarters where she lives at, where she sleeps at, and it's the mother and pa, bedroom, whatever. And she was like, oh, you did like special stuff, you did like nice thing, you did like this, you did like that. So it brings Arya back to where her sister used to be, when her sister wanted to be a queen so bad and be with Joffrey that she lied on, the meat guy, the butcher's, son or whatever, about what Joffrey did. And she just wanted to be in a fancy, nice place and all this other stuff. So you can see Cersei has, not Cersei, but Sansa has changed. And she still likes the nice things, and she still likes to be in charge. She still likes to have all these wonderful, lavish things and think that she's better than everybody. And with all that she's been through, you think that she'll be more humble. And, Arya doesn't see that. And Arya sees her sister from back then when she was like the way that she was. And if her sister would have been honest and told the truth a lot of different times, maybe it would have gave her father Stark a heads up about marrying into the Baratheon's family and Robert Baratheon's family and everything. So they talk, whatever. And, Arya was like, so you're happy, you got nice things, you're in mom and pop's room, and this is what you wanted. And Arya is also questioning her and was like, I know you're lying, I know you're not telling the truth. And Arya feels like her sister is going to betray Jon Snow, and the power is going to her head now, and she might use the army of the Vale and the rest of the soldiers and the people that are loyal to Jon Snow to actually possibly turn them against Jon Snow and work with Littlefingers. That's what Arya is feeling, and she's feeling that her sister is lying to her because Arya went through so many different trainings and things like that where she got beat, almost killed, to say I'm no one, and to know when someone is lying. And so she knows that her sister's lying to her, and Sansa's looking her dead in the face like, no, it ain't about that. I don't know what you're talking about, little girl. I know you want to take out people's head that talk bad about this one, that one, but we can't do that because we need our soldiers. So we'll see what happens. I'm rolling with Arya. I'm not gonna roll with Sansa. So on that note, we see that Arya is feeling like Sansa can be infiltrated really quick, and shit is going back to her head, and she's feeling too high class and all this other stuff. But Sansa was like, listen, you know how many people we killed? You know what happened for us to get the North back? This was no normal shit or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And so Arya is just not feeling it. And then, Bran has the vision, and he sees the White Walkers, he sees the White Walker army, he sees the general. And that's when Bran says he wants to send the Ravens, and he jumps out real quick. And I'm just feeling that, Bran, if the White Walkers see him, especially the king sees him, that maybe there's a possibility, but that he can get to Bran's location. But I don't believe that he can get to Bran's location because the wall is tucked. The original Bran, he put magic on the wall so the White Walkers can't come past. But if the White Walkers touch Bran, then that's the problem. That's when they can I guess mutate or whatever the fuck they do, like Star Trek, get to one location, whatever, real quick or whatever. So it's just like, Bran, I just feel like Bran should talk to Arya, because Arya's been with the many-faced guy. She's killed a lot of people. She's seen a lot of things that she didn't believe in that could happen, that she's seen happen. So why not trust her with some information to help her deal with Sansa, to deal with Sansa and deal with Littlefinger? But he's still, sending fucking ravens around the goddamn world instead of talking to the two motherfuckers that's in front of him and let them know, even let Brianna know, because she had an allegiance to their mother. But I guess Bran has different plans, so we'll find out how that goes. So it's just I can't stand Cersei. She's just so disgusting. She gets on my nerves. And so anyways, so when they go to the meet, so then when Sir Davos goes to bring Tyrion to meet Jaime, also we get to see Gendry. Gendry comes back. Gendry looks old. He's different. He's not like the little chubby kid anymore. And him and Sir Davos talk about that situation. It's just like, oh shit, Gendry's back, and he's still working as a masonry or a blacksmith. He's working as a blacksmith. And so then Sir Davos like, yo, you ready to go? Do you want to come back with me and all this other stuff? And so Gendry's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I've been ready to kill niggas. I've been ready to kill motherfuckers since Jump Street, since I seen my father killed and all this other stuff. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to go. And so Gendry was ready to go. He was ready to bounce. He was ready to be out, and he was gone. He doesn't fight with a sword. He don't fight with none of that kind of stick. He got the hammer like his father, and he will beat people up. And him and Sir Davos is about to leave the city to go back to where Daenerys is at. You know, the guards come, whatever. Tyrion comes, and so, you know, Gendry used his, you know, his hammer two people out. Boom, they're gone. And they're back to go see Daenerys. And so it was like, Gendry, it's been a long time. Everybody's been talking about that you're going to come back. But you finally come back. You're tall, lean. So hopefully Gendry will have a reunion with, you know, Arya. Because they did a lot of work together back in the day. And a lot of other episodes. Like, they stayed alive together. And so that'd be good to see them reunite or whatever. It'd be good to see Jon Snow reunite with, you know, his brother. But you know, Jon gets the Raven, and he needs to go, and he needs to bring a White Walker back, and to show, you know, Cersei and everybody. And Sir Davos was like, that's some bullshit, that don't make sense. I don't know why you want to do that. Fuck that bullshit. So Davos was like, I want no parts of it. So it goes down from there. So then we get to, you know, I can't believe Jaime is going to have another child with Cersei. Isn't that so disgusting? And so we get to Littlefinger. So Littlefinger knows that Arya is watching him. And so he plants this raven. And so, you know, Arya's watching it. So Arya should know that it might be a setup, whatever. She thinks she's being very slick with Littlefinger. But you remember the last, not the last episode, but the episode before last, where, you know, Littlefinger says you got to know what's going in front of you, behind you, side of you. You got to be prepared for every situation. So Littlefinger is acting like a human raven that doesn't really have special power, just instinct. And so, you know, Arya's following him around or whatever. He sees, you know, Littlefinger paying people off and all this other stuff. And then from there, you know, Littlefinger gets Raven and whatever, and then he takes the Raven, puts it in his room, and then, you know, Arya goes into the room, she searches the room, she finds the Raven, and then the Raven is about, you know, with Joffrey had forced, you know, Cersei had forced Sansa to write this letter to, you know, Robert Stark, to tell him that, hey, like, you know, listen, you know, bow the knee, have our army in the battle. When we battle, like, Joffrey basically will control their army. It's like a service field letter, and, you know, bow the knee, and, you know, basically Joffrey will control their army, and all this other stuff where, you know, once, you know, Arya sees this, she'll see that her sister was a traitor or whatever, but I don't know if Arya would be able to understand that her sister was forced to write that letter by Joffrey and everything. And so, you know, else was really good is when, you know, Jaime said to Cersei, who would you want your daughter married to, Joffrey or our other son? No, figure, it's the other son. No one will want their daughter to be married to Joffrey, so that's why Joffrey had to die. So this was a good episode. It did touch on a lot or whatever. So it's just like, so much going on. So much going on. So is Bran gonna switch sides? We'll see. So anyways, we got Jon Snow. He's going to go get a White Walker, and he needs an army to go with him. He doesn't have an army, but he picked the toughest, the roughest, the baddest, toughest, roughest motherfuckers on Game of Thrones so far, in my opinion. So he got Jorah. Jorah's with Jon Snow to go get a White Walker. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I was watching the episode like, damn. So it's Jon Snow, it's Gendry. Gendry is ready to fight. He's ready to kill. He's ready to do whatever. He's been preparing for this day for somebody to come and get him to fight against anybody. So Gendry is ready. Jorah's there. The Hound is there. He's ready to fight because he's seen the visions in the fire like from 3 episodes ago. So he knows what he got to do. And then you have Beric, Darian, Darion or whatever, Beric, he's there, he's ready to fight, he's seen the visions and he knows what's up. And you got Tormund, he's there, he's already seen the White Walkers, he's a beast, he's a battle, he's ready to get these motherfuckers, he don't give a shit. I'm like, oh my god, they got the crew. And then we have Thoros of Mer, he's there and he's ready to fight with his crazy ass. He got his wine, they lift up the walls and they're ready to go fight, they're ready to do this. I'm like, oh my god, they got all the G's that's left over. This is next episode is gonna be crazy. So tell me what you think about this episode. Tell me what you think is gonna happen. It's so much that's gonna happen. There's so much, but it's already 35 minutes, so I can't even get to what I think is exactly is gonna happen. But anyways, please like, subscribe, share the video, would be greatly appreciated. Peace.